सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम. We'll do the Shanti part of this Upanishad. Om Shanno Mitra Sham Varunaha Shanno Bhavatvayalma Shanna Indro Brahaspatihi Shanno Vishnururukkramaha Namo Brahmane Namaste Vayo Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahmasi Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahma Vadishyami Vritam Vadishyami Satyam Vadishyami Tanma Vavatu Tat Vaktaram Avatu Avatu Mam Avatu Vaktaram Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So we are at section 6 now, Anuvak 6. And there are two big verses that they did them together because they are very deeply connected with each other. And if you just go by the word meaning, you will be so confused in this. So we have to really kind of churn upon it a little bit. But I'm going to just introduce it because we won't be able to do much. So what over here we are doing over here is the students are there and the teacher is there. And the purpose of the teacher is to bring the student to higher and higher level. But you can't suddenly start talking about Brahman because then they will bhag jayenge log. So worldly चीजों के बारे में भी बोला, hey, you can get everything, but do it in such a way that धीरे धीरे वो सीढ़ी चढ़ रहे हैं वो लोग, right? So we saw that previous chapter में they gave him this how to meditate and the bhu, bhuva, suha. We got very much in detail. उसके ऊपर superimpose किया all the different things, and the way they did it is so scientifically that the whole universe came like a graph. So that's where we were. Now in these two verses, we're going to lift them further and point towards Brahman more and more. That's what the whole idea is over here. So giving techniques of meditation for the spiritual path. The way I look at it, the various tools are given. Okay? So what to meditate upon. But धीरे धीरे जैसे बोलते हैं ना उंगली पकड़ के वहाँ तक पहुँचा दिया. It's like you trying to teach some very small child how to read. You're not going to give them Geeta. Come on, read this. पहले उसका हाथ पकड़ेंगे, उसको कुछ एप्पल ए फॉर एप्पल दिखाएं, something like that. Think of it that way. एंड में उद्देश्य ये नहीं है कि उसको खाली आ ई आए. उद्देश्य कविता भी लिखना शुरू करें. Right? So like that. So techniques, this is the final thing is conscious principle. And so here it's getting more deeper and intimate because this principle कहीं और नहीं है, ये हमारे अंदर ही है. So he's talking about some really like personal, intimate way, to get this. And then here, they talk about that there is this factor. We all kind of know it, but the way this is approaching, that's why I'm bringing that up. That it's saying that तुम्हारे spiritual heart की cave में है ये. Heart की cave, मतलब हृदय गुहा. And that same word has come in Kathopanishad a lot too, right? Hriday Guha. यहाँ भी वैसे ही है. Okay? So वो हृदय गुहा है क्या चीज़? Because in the moment, if you completely go by the current science or the logic and all, the heart is this pumping organ. No, they are not talking about that. When they talk about heart, they are talking about this, जहाँ पर हमारी divine qualities फूट के निकलती है ना जहाँ से, उसको heart बोला गया, divine heart. And love and tolerance, mercy, kindness, everybody has it. We might think that these terrorists don't have it. No, it is they have it. उसको cover कर दिया उन्होंने. Anger or frustration or ये सब चीज़ से. Everybody has the spiritual heart, So this is what it's talking about. And then in these verses, they're going to talk about, how the jiva exists at the time of death. because that is another topic that everybody wants to know. And they are talking about, you have heard of this a lot, about those nadis. Nadis are there in our body. So there is not like कोई specific point नहीं कोई बता सकता है कि ये चीज़ को नाड़ी बोलते हैं, ऐसा नहीं है. There are energy channels. तो उसको ना एनर्जी चैनल्स को जब इंग्लिश में ट्रांसलेशन करते हैं तो चिन्मयानंद जी वो सेइंग उसको कोई कोई बोलते हैं नर्व, नाड़ी को नर्व बना देते. इट्स नॉट नर्व, दैट विल कंप्लीटली गिव दिस एनर्जी चैनल्स का एक पैथ है. एंड वो आई थिंक कमला जी इज नॉट हियर, शी इज एन एक्सपर्ट अबाउट ऑल दिस. शी टॉक्स अबाउट चक्रास एंड कैसे वो ऊर्ध्वगामी होना चाहिए. सो दे टॉक्ड अबाउट दैट हाउ दिस जीवा व्हेन इट एग्जिट्स, if it is done certain good karmas, you can say, and all that, so it will exit in a certain way, and through the head and all that. You must have heard of that. Yes. Brahmarandra bolte hain usko, Brahmarandra, Sahasratra chakra bolte hain and all that. Uske bare mein hint diya hai, kaise pura ekdam it's a mystical language, और सूत्र में दिया होता है, तो कोई बहुत डिटेल में नहीं. जैसे कि कोई चीज़ हम लोग को मालूम होती है टर्म, तो बोलते हैं ना कि एक शब्द ही काफ़ी है किसी को बोलने के लिए. Like, the husband might say chai. That means chai चाहिए. He's not going to tell you, मुझे चाय पीने की इच्छा हो रही है, अभी चाय बनाओ.
That's true.
So something like that. बड़ा hint दे के बोला है, तो ज़्यादा नहीं. तो the saints and sages are going to put the words in there for us. Okay? And then it's going to tell you that if you do this contemplation, then क्या result आएगा उसका. And एक कहावत है वेदांत में कि as you think so you become. जैसा तुम सोचते हो वैसा बन जाते हो. तो जो हायर चीज़ों के लिए सोचेगा वैसा ही बन जाएगा वो. ये जो टीनेजर्स होते हैं ना, इनको कोई आइडियल हो जाता है इनका कि भाई ये दिस पर्टिकुलर स्पोर्ट्समैन और या दिस सिंगर. फिर धीरे धीरे हम कपड़े भी वैसे पहनना शुरू कर देते हैं, बाल भी वैसे ही बनाएंगे, बोली भी वैसे ही बोलेंगे, उसके फ्रेजेस भी कॉपी करते हैं. That's how. So this is the example we give the children, but it has a lot of fact. Even adults do that.
Yes.
Then हम कोई बॉलीवुड डांस करने का तो उसकी जैसे ड्रेसअप करेंगे फिर. So he's just saying you that if you think about this Brahman, eventually you will become that. That's what they're trying to tell you. So then this constant meditation on bhu bhuva swa, if you are doing that and when you quit your body, then it depends on your desire, and you can get even in this path is going to come in Bhagavad Gita, that there is a direct path and there is an indirect path. So you can become fire, you can become air, you can get Indra Loka ki padvi tumko mil sakti hai. I'm just giving some idea that ये सब जीवा ही होते हैं कि who could progress to that thing. So that's what they're going to talk about. And then if somebody who identifies with the total mind, then he becomes the total mind. He gets all, we talked about it a little bit. So it's a little bit mystical thing, And so
total mind, would you say, is Hiranyagarbha?
Yeah, Hiranyagarbha is total
so
mind.
if that is there, then that's God, and that means you can worship Him in a form. Then is that what you're saying?
It's called what is that called? Saguna Upasana.
Saguna Upasana. So that's what we're talking about. Saguna and Nirguna Upasana.
They are still at the Saguna.
When you said that total mind, and that's what related to it. Okay.
Yeah.
So
and then at last part of these two verses, they are encouraging people, to live a spiritual life. That's what they are doing, that life of purity, meditation, and all that, because that's what is going to take you higher and higher. So that's what these verses are. But I will stop. Any question about this? These two. Whoever has a book can try to read it.
Yeah, what? Read what? I went through 4 times and still didn't get a word out of it.
But that's why I said we will sweat on it next time.
I read and I say, okay, go back.
So that's what this group will help. When we discuss together.
Yes.
It will help. Even this one, like, I'll tell you this before I close. There was this word that Swamiji didn't talk about it. Uska topic kya hai, Anuvak 6 ka? Sarva Atma Bhava Pratipatti Marga Kathanam. It sounds like Greek, right? So I said, my God, what is this? And Swamiji didn't talk about it. I better know. So I said, the main word I don't understand over here is Pratipatti. Correct? Baki to hum log ko samajh mein aata hai word. Sarva means we know, Atma means we know, Bhava means we know, Marga we know, Kathanam to speak. What is this Pratipatti? So I started doing my research. It was such a loaded word. It means पहचानना, स्वीकार करना, पता लगाना, मान्यता देना, ढूंढना.
अरे बाबा बता देना तुम next time हमें.
Knowledge, understanding and recognition all comes under pratipatti.
It should be named Google.
So when I get angry with my children, I will say, go ask your Google God. When they don't believe me. आपको जाना है? Okay, that's fine. Hari.
कभी भी कोई भी सवाल होता है तो nowadays is so customary to say Google it.
हाँ, Google it. I know, that's why I call it Google God. जी.
अभी तक किसी ने अपने बच्चे का नाम गूगल नहीं रखा.
कोई होगा, सिर फिरा रख भी देगा. चलो, it will give us something to think about. Okay. So I guess nobody has any question because we don't know what it is right now.
Yeah.
I want to share something that came to
absolutely.
my mind the other day.
Uh-huh.
Watching a movie where a 6-year-old is kidnapped and there is a demand for ransom, and the kidnapper is saying if the money is not delivered by such and such time, there is a bomb in that room that's going to explode. So on the movie now they are showing how the bomb is ticking, and how the father is trying to get the money and getting in the car, and then the car, something goes wrong with the car. So we are all sweating and we are so praying, oh my God.
जल्दी से पहुंच जाना.
Now in the meantime, while we are watching the movie, if the child who is playing that role, he comes on the stage live, then our sorrow becomes into a laughter.
Okay.
So that's the difference between a self-realized person.
Yeah.
He sees everything in that light.
Right.
So he can immediately see, no, this is not sorrow, this is the fact.
So which movie are you talking about? Just by the way. Is it a good film?
मेरे में एक बड़ी प्रॉब्लम है.
कि आपको मूवी याद नहीं है?
मेरी वाइफ हमेशा मुझसे पूछती है, अनिल ये कौन सी मूवी देख रहे हो? I can never remember.
तो ये कहते हैं कि
आपको याद है कौन सी मूवी देखी?
मैं कहता हूँ, आशा प्लीज डोंट आस्क मी.
इनको ये कहते हैं नाम से क्या मतलब है, मुझे उसके कंटेंट से मतलब है. अच्छा, एक मूवी मैंने देखी थी, मेरे को नाम नहीं याद आ रहा था, अभी याद आ गया मुझे. मैंने मेरे बेटे को पूछा बिकॉज इट वाज सच अ गुड मूवी. इट्स कॉल्ड yak in the classroom. Okay, it was a crazy name, but it is about some Nepal में ना वो how this fellow goes to teach somewhere and how far it was and what he goes through. It was a very interesting movie, and just if you like movies, watch it.
We should watch it together. Yeah, good idea. Let's do that.
It will keep you engaged, that movie.
Yeah.
Especially this group, I know that.
One movie we watched yesterday.
Yeah.
That was amazing. Take care of Maya.
Yeah.
Take care of Maya.
Raising Maya.
Oh,
Raising
no,
Maya.
take
अनिल
care
जी
of-
आप तो नाम मत ही बताइए. आशा
She corrected me.
अब नाम पूछना होगा तो आशा जी से, और कहानी पूछना होगा उनसे.
हाँ, exactly, वो misguide कर देंगे.
This is amazing. I can never remember the name of the movie. No.
Don't worry, it is happening to all of us. मैं भी भूल गई वो नाम है. मतलब वो कितनी अच्छी मूवी थी. I want to share it with my people, my friends, and I couldn't remember. So I asked him. And we were not, like, we were just scanning through and I said, that looks very interesting. Yak in the classroom. What is this?
And the second thing is to me is क्या फर्क पड़ता है?
नाम से क्या फर्क?
हाँ, काम में दम होना चाहिए. नाम में क्या रखा है?
बड़ी डीप फिलॉसफी है इस जन्म में. आप अनिल हैं मगर नाम से क्या फर्क पड़ता है?
Asha remembers all the names because she is a history buff, you know.
Oh yes, so उनकी memory bank का वो सब बहुत खजाना बहुत बड़ा है.
Firstly, कौन सी मूवी में देख रहा हूँ ना? कौन सी मूवी देख रहे हो? चलो नहीं पहले तो शुरू से दिखाओ.
It's a very valid question.
It is a valid question.
क्या देख रहे हो?
Okay, shall I do the closing prayer? Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschit Dukha Bhag Bhavet Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om Shri